1 Kings chapter 12, probably one of the least known chapters in the Old Testament. It's just one that people just read. They don't see much significant in it, but this chapter is supremely significant. Very, very significant. So we're going to get into this because we're going to have the division of Israel, which is the precursor to the scattering of Israel, which was the famous prophecies that we hear in the last days, the gathering of Israel, bringing them back together. This is when they're going apart, basically, and it's during a time of great wickedness. Remember, Solomon has just passed away. His son Rehoboam is now running Israel, and we know that Jeroboam, who was a servant of Solomon, has been given most of the tribes except for Judah, basically, and possibly like Benjamin and them in there as well. That's kind of intermingled with Judah also. So we're going to see all this come together and learn more about all this and what happens in this chapter. So verse 1, and Rehoboam went to Shechem, for all Israel will come to Shechem to make him king. So this is the kingly rights events. Verse 2, it came to pass when Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who was yet in Egypt, heard of it, for he was fled from the presence of King Solomon, and Jeroboam dwelt in Egypt, that they sent and called him. And Jeroboam and all the congregation of Israel came and spake unto Rehoboam, saying, so Jeroboam is being brought back, and the people are asking Jeroboam to intercede with Rehoboam, basically, on what's going on. So there's a lot of people that are backing Jeroboam. There's a lot of people that seem to be wanting to have him as a spokesperson for them, basically. And what is it that they're complaining to the new king about? This is verse 4. Thy father made our yoke grievous. Now therefore make thou the grievous service of thy father and his heavy yoke which he put on us lighter, and we will serve thee. And he said unto them, depart yet for 3 days, then come again to me. And the people departed. So they went to him with Jeroboam as kind of the spokesperson going, look, Rehoboam, we know you're king. You've been appointed king, but here's the problem. Your dad taxed the heck out of us. We're all poor and we're struggling because of the taxes. You have lived a very privileged life because of the taxes that he's collected from us. There's no need for all the construction. There's no need for these taxes anymore. Will you lower these down? If you will lower the taxes on us, we will serve you. We'll have no problems being your servants and working with you and you ruling over us as king. If you can't get these taxes down, there might be a problem. That was kind of the assumption that should be understood inside that as well. So he says, okay, go away for about 3 days. Give me some time to think about this, and let's see what happens. So verse 6, and King Rehoboam consulted with the old men that stood before Solomon his father while he yet lived, and said, how do ye advise that I may answer this people? So these are, in a way, the old men. While even though Solomon was amazingly wise man of himself, he had advisors. He had people that he would consult with to confer things with. So this is a council, if you will, this concept of a council where he would bring these people together that were wise people themselves. They had a lot of knowledge and experience, and they would counsel together, what should I do? How should I make choices? How should I make these decisions? So this is what the counsel was that they gave to Rehoboam. Verse 7. And they spake unto him, saying, if thou wilt be a servant unto this people this day, and wilt serve them and answer them, and speak good words to them, then they will be thy servants forever. So what they basically told him was, be a servant of the people, not the other way around. The people aren't a servant to you. Be a servant to the people. Help them, provide them with services and with things that will benefit their life. They didn't necessarily specifically say cut back on taxes, but they basically said you basically need to create, either give the taxes back, and I can imagine that he's either saying, look, give the taxes back, or basically take the wealth that has been amassed and use it to bless the lives of the average person, build their life up, provide social services or things like that for these people to build and enrich their life more, basically. Verse 8, but he forsook the counsel of the old men which they had given him, and consulted with the young men that were grown up with him and which stood before him. So these are he set aside the counsel from the older men who knew the traditions, who knew the history of Israel, who knew what's going on. He went to the newer set of people that he has brought in that maybe haven't known that whole history, but only have known what it's like today, and asked them, what should I do? In verse 9, he said unto them, what counsel give ye that we may answer this people who have spoken to me, saying, make the yoke which thy father put upon us lighter? Verse 10, and the young men that were grown up with him spake unto him, saying, thus shalt thou speak unto this people that spake unto thee, saying, thy father made our yoke heavy, but make it thou lighter unto us. Thus shalt thou say unto them, my little finger shall be thicker than thy father's loins. Now that's just kind of a play on words, saying basically, my pinky finger will control your life, basically. Verse 11, and now whereas my father did lade you with heavy yoke, I will add to your yoke. My father hath chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. So these younger men were like, dude, don't give up everything that you've earned. This is yours. You're the one in power. You're the one that has that power in your pinky to do great things. So you control life and death of people right here. So whereas your dad may have beat people who didn't fulfill their taxes with whips, you're going to torture them with scorpions. I mean, get them poisoned and they're going to die a bad, nasty death. All kinds of problems are going to happen. So you're going to basically embolden yourself and enrich yourself more at the expense of your people. So there's a very difference between the wisdom of the young people and the wisdom of the older people, basically. And the younger people looking at going, what you have right now is your rights, and you should keep them and demand more, basically. And the older people are going, this isn't historically how it's worked. We should change this and do things better. So that's the problem he has. He's just got conflicting information from two sets of advisors, one old, one young. Verse 12, so Jeroboam and all the people came to Rehoboam the third day as the king had appointed, saying, come to me again the third day. And the king answered the people roughly and forsook the old men's counsel that they gave him, and spake to them after the counsel of the young men, saying, my father made your yoke heavy, I will add to your yoke. My father also chastised you with whips, but I will chastise you with scorpions. Wherefore the king hearkened not unto the people, for the cause was from the Lord, that he might perform his saying, which the Lord spake by Ahijah the Shilonite unto Jeroboam the son of Nebat. So this was all in place. God was in this basically to fulfill the prophecy that the people would revolt against Rehoboam. What are they revolting over? Too high of taxes, too much burden on the people, basically. Verse 16, so when all Israel saw that the king hearkened not unto them, the people answered the king, saying, what portion have we in David? Neither have we inheritance in the son of Jesse. To your tents, O Israel, now see to thine own house, David. So Israel departed unto their tents. But as for the children of Israel which dwelt in the cities of Judah, Rehoboam reigned over them. So here's the thing, to your tents. That's not to your home, to your tents. So the people went, look, Solomon has basically sucked the wealth of Israel to himself. So Jerusalem is wealthy and prosperous and great. Everybody else is being suffered. So we are leaving, basically, to your tents, not your homes, your tents. We're moving. We're getting out of here, basically. So they left, except for Judah, who was in Jerusalem, and they stayed. Verse 18, then King Rehoboam sent Adoram, who was over the tribute, and all Israel stoned him with stones that he died. So this is revolting against the government taxes. Therefore King Rehoboam made speed to get him up to his chariot to flee to Jerusalem. So Rehoboam's out there, and so he gets back to Jerusalem. The people are revolting against him, basically. Verse 19, so Israel rebelled against the house of David unto this day. And it came to pass when all Israel heard that Jeroboam was come again, that they sent and called him unto the congregation and made him king over all Israel. There was none that followed the house of David, but the tribe of Judah only. And when Rehoboam was come to Jerusalem, he assembled all the house of Judah, with the tribe of Benjamin, and 180,000 chosen men, which were warriors, to fight against the house of Israel, to bring the kingdom again to Rehoboam, the son of Solomon. So now there's this huge division. Basically, Judah and Benjamin are in Jerusalem area. The rest of the tribes are in the outskirt areas. They've revolted against Rehoboam. So Rehoboam is basically arming himself. Civil war basically is happening. And so we hear, let's see, verse 22, but the word of God came to Shemaiah, the man of God, who's one of the prophets probably, saying, speak unto Rehoboam, the son of Solomon, king of Judah, and unto all the house of Judah and Benjamin, and to the remnant of the people, saying, thus saith the Lord, ye shall not go up, nor fight against your brethren, the children of Israel. Return every man to his house, for this thing is from me. They hearkened therefore to the word of the Lord, and returned to depart according to the word of the Lord. So basically the Lord sent a holy man to talk to Rehoboam and tell him, don't start a civil war. I am in the midst of what's going on between you and Jeroboam and Israel. I'll handle this. You don't need to worry about it. So they're like, okay, we'll de-escalate. We'll get out of this, basically. Verse 25, then Jeroboam built Shechem in Mount Ephraim, and dwelt therein, and went out from thence and built Penuel. So he's building places to establish his own kingdom, basically. And Jeroboam said in his heart, now shall the kingdom return to the house of David. If this people go up to do sacrifice in the house of the Lord at Jerusalem, then shall the heart of this people turn again unto their Lord, even unto Rehoboam king of Judah, and they shall kill me, and go again to Rehoboam king of Judah. So this is the problem Jeroboam runs into. Okay, again, with King David and King Solomon, in a way, the king, so government power and religious power were pretty closely tied. So now Jeroboam's going, I'm out here, I'm king, but I don't have the religious power because the temple is in Jerusalem. Where they have to go to do sacrifices is in Jerusalem. So if they are going in to do sacrifices, I'm afraid, because all Israel has to go in there. It's a religious obligation to do that. While they're going into Jerusalem to sacrifice, that gives Rehoboam a chance to turn them against me, basically, to stop them from following me. And if they decide to not follow me, if they believe religion and government should be the same, I'm out, basically. So I can't have this if I'm going to be ruler. Again, this is power talking. They have to follow me. I have to establish my power. So what does he do? This is verse 28. Whereupon the king took counsel and made 2 calves of gold, and said to them, it is too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Behold thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Remember, there was a golden calf made by Aaron and the tribes of Israel after they left Egypt. He makes 2 golden calves, and he puts them up there and says, these are the gods, these represent the God that brought you out of Egypt. You're going to worship them. Verse 29, and he set one in Bethel, and the other put he in Dan. So one at the northern end and one at the southern end of the kingdoms. So they didn't have to go to Jerusalem. They could go worship their God and offer sacrifices to the golden calves, basically an idol worship. So Jeroboam goes against God. Again, he broke that promise that God made to him. If you keep my commandments, I will establish your kingdom. This is the if, and he broke it. So now they have a problem. Verse 30, and this thing became a sin, for the people went to worship before the one, even unto Dan. And he made an house of high places, and made priests of the lowest of the people, which were not of the sons of Levi. So he took people who were in the poor areas, the lowest areas of the pecking order of the nation, made them priests. He set up his own priesthood. He set up his own parallel religion to the one of the true God in Jerusalem. So this is the problem that happened. Now they've split up, they've split the religion as well. So idol worship is now in. A fake gospel has been brought forward to